I think the person in the maroon that's walking is different from the person that's walking up the stairs. It's a gut thing, okay? I don't know, but I know. Okay.
They believed that she was tracked by Egyptian planes. They believe that the rings on her hand are signs of Illuminati. The theories themselves are absurd.
I don't know, but I know.
What?
They killed Charlie Kirk in broad daylight, and we don't care about your stupid midterms.
And you talk to many seemingly sane people. They do not believe that the 22-year-old named Tyler Robinson that has been arrested and charged with his murder is the actual murderer.
Who did they think? Yeah.
They believe any number of theories. They believe that Erika Kirk was his Mossad handler and that he was killed by a foreign government.
Ask whatever questions you want about the Charlie Kirk assassination. Candace Owens can ask whatever questions she wants about the Charlie Kirk assassination. You can ask whatever questions you want. There's nothing wrong with that. You could even possibly theorize about maybe some things happen differently than what we've been told. I don't think there's necessarily anything wrong with that. But where there is something wrong is where we're at today, where now you got people attacking the widow of Charlie Kirk. People have been attacking her since the beginning of this happening, which doesn't make any sense. She hasn't done anything to anybody, but people are attacking her anyway. She doesn't cry properly. She doesn't react properly. Just stupid stuff from people who don't even know the lady. Like, who the heck knows how you would react given this situation? But that's what people are doing. And I think Candace Owens is wrong. Let me make sure that one thing here is clear. Regardless how anybody feels about it, if it hurts somebody's feelings or people don't want to watch anymore, some people, whatever, Candace Owens is wrong. Okay, she's wrong for what she's doing to Charlie Kirk's wife. She said she would stop if Miss Erika Kirk said to stop. She said stop. Candace Owens tried to twist it around and be something ugly that it wasn't. And now she's saying, well, I said I would stop if she found that I was lying about something.
Butterfly writes, Candace, you mentioned several times that if Erika asked you to stop, you would, in fact, stop. Will you honor her request? Please stand by your word and honor what Charlie left behind. Prayers to you. I was very clear here. Erika asked me to stop lying, and I will immediately abide by that request. You know, Candace is lying. What do you want to say? Please stop. Please stop lying. I understand. I comprehend. What I don't comprehend is what I've lied about. Have I made errors along the way? Yes. But as soon as she tells me what it is I've lied about, I will cease lying immediately. I am on this journey to figure out what happened on that day. I'm not going to stop unless Erika Kirk asks me to stop. No one, and I mean absolutely no one, outside of my husband and Erika Kirk has the power to shut me up right now. That's it. There's nobody that has the capacity to get me to shut up about this except for Erika Kirk.
We were told that if we said stop, they would stop. And we said stop. And I'll say it again. Please stop. That's it.
We'll see if it's listened to.
Please stop. Please stop lying. But as soon as she tells me what it is I've lied about, I will cease lying immediately.
What this means is a very scummy tactic. This is scummy. This is wrong. This is evil. She's basically saying, well, I, Candace Owens, don't think that I lied about anything. I will never concede that I lied about anything, and therefore I will never stop. So what she's saying is that she's never going to stop. Okay, cool. But if that's the case, don't say that you will. Like, don't pretend like that you will, and then don't move the goalpost, because that's not what she said from the beginning. Like, well, if she proves that I'm lying, then I'll stop. No, you said if she asked you to stop, you would. She asked you to stop, and now it turns into something else. So you're being a scumbag. And she attacked her directly as well.
This is why there are many people who do not believe that women are equipped to lead companies, because what you are watching here is an unbelievably emotional response that is absent of any logic, okay? If you really care about your team, answer the questions, okay? Just demystify the entire event. Answer, come out, sit down, answer the questions so people don't think Turning Point USA looks so suspicious. Don't try to like mom the organization and say, well, mother's upset because people are coming after her kids and all of this multi-million dollar subsidiaries. That's my children. Okay. The multi-million dollar subsidiaries, Turning Point, like Turning Point Action, all that, those are my kids. So you can't critique them. Not a good idea. Okay. It may work in PR world. You guys, I know how it's an obvious PR campaign. It's never been more obvious of a psychological operation. I actually wish they would put me on payroll so I could help them make these things look more organic than having every single person that has been telling us to stop asking questions all make the exact same video within 4 seconds of each other, being like, whoa, Erika Kirk shuts down no, she didn't even respond to one of the conspiracies. She gave us emotion. She said, I'm a mother, I am a wife, and we never asked about whether she was mother or wife. We want to know if she's a CEO and a chairman. You don't get to just be widowed into the position of chairman and CEO.
There's nothing that Erika Kirk did to Charlie Kirk. I guess now that, now Candace thinks, Turning Point was responsible possibly for Charlie Kirk's death. The Macrones were responsible. The Egyptian planes and maroon shirts, and there was a second shooter, and, it had something to do with Israel, and it had something to do with the U.S. military. It's like so many different intertwined things. It's like everybody just coordinated together and just got this master plan to take out Charlie Kirk. Like, this is honestly one of the most ridiculous things that I've ever seen. And honestly, I'm ashamed of people that are on the conservative side that are like really diving deep into this rabbit hole. I'm not even saying that I believe everything that we've been told, but I also don't just believe what Candace is saying, because what Candace is saying is even more far-fetched, way more far-fetched than anything that we've been told by the FBI in the state of Utah. It just doesn't make any sense, guys. Matt Walsh has a response here, and I'll give my final thoughts after this, but I'm going to go ahead and react to what he has to say. And before we get into a spoiler alert, I agree with what he's saying. By the way, guys, there's a new feature on YouTube where you can hype videos. So be sure to like the video, hype the video. It helps out a lot. Appreciate you.
If she doesn't cry, they say, why isn't she crying? So it's this ridiculous lose-lose scenario that's been invented by people on both sides for this woman who did, what did she do wrong again? Like, what is her crime? Why is everyone attacking her? Why is it every day I go on Twitter and it's like someone, what is it? What did she do? What did she do to you people? Her husband died? Is that the sin that she committed? Losing her husband? Yeah, I'm so sick of it. I'm so tired of it. It's just disgusting. And if you're one of the people doing this, you should be ashamed of yourself if you're capable of it. And I can't stand these people that say, and I was talking about this today on X, and there are people responding and saying, yeah, well, yeah, but there's just something a little off. I don't know. There's something a little off with her. It feels a little off. It's a little off. I'm not sure. I'm not saying there's anything wrong. It's a little off. I don't know. Well, maybe what's off with her is that her husband was just murdered. Maybe her husband was just shot in the throat on TV in front of the entire world. Maybe that's a little. Maybe she's a little off because of that. You know, maybe her emotional responses all the time are not exactly what you would expect. Like maybe that's it. Here's another idea. If you think that, well, I don't know, there's something a little off. But you have no evidence that like she did anything wrong, and yet you just have these vague, whatever, feelings, vibes. Well, maybe rather than vaguely defaming a widow for reasons that you're not even clear about, admittedly, you even admit that like she might not be doing anything wrong at all. She might not be doing anything wrong at all, but I'll just kind of like wildly speculate that maybe there's something wrong with her. Maybe rather than doing that, maybe you should just shut the f*** up. Okay? How about that? Maybe just keep it to yourself. It's like a basic rule of human decency that we all used to understand, is when you've got someone who's grieving, like even rather than nitpicking, I wouldn't do it that way. That's not the facial expression I would have. Maybe you just shut the f*** up. And I try not to. I try not to cuss like that. But I'm so sick of it. I'm so tired of it.
I don't know how we got to a point of having civil debates and questioning Israel to being full on anti-Semite to now Charlie Kirk dies in Erika and Turning Point and the Macrons and U.S. government and Israel. Like all these things are this web of things connected, and is now responsible for his death, and everybody's lying about it except for Candace. Nothing about this makes sense. And and by the way, something's wrong with his wife because she's just so performative. Guys, I don't think it's like if people lost all empathy or something. This lady lost her husband by being murdered on TV. I guess if your husband or wife didn't get murdered on TV, then maybe you can't empathize, some of y'all. But this is a earth-shattering thing. Going from being what looked to be extremely happy, okay, got some bunch of kids running around, probably was going to have more kids, and hard-working man, Christian man, like Charlie Kirk's a once-in-a-lifetime man, clearly. And then all of a sudden, boom, he's gone. Now you got to figure that out with how you're going to manage your life. Whatever happiness you had, immediately out the window. Now you're literally a single mom, and people are making fun of you online for being a single mom because the left is evil. And then when you cry, people on the right criticize you for crying. Oh, she's crying so much, it's performative. But then when she gets a little bit angry when people discuss her husband getting killed, oh, that's performative too. It's like, what the hell is wrong with you guys? Like, this woman doesn't know how to react. She doesn't know what to express. She's just trying to work through her feelings. Nobody even knows who Erika is for real, so nobody can say what's real and what's fake. Maybe that's what you think. I don't think anything. I think that her husband was killed, so nobody knows how she's going to react. Like, some people react violently. Some people react, they get very depressed. I mean, some people cry. Some people, they start laughing hysterically and plotting revenge. So you just never know how people are going to react. So I think it's very in poor taste to attack this woman. If Charlie Kirk didn't die and she didn't get with a new man 2 weeks later and get remarried to somebody else in 2 weeks or something, then as far as I'm concerned, it is what it is. She's a grown woman. She could handle her grief however she wants to handle it. And Candace Owens should not be attacking her in any way, shape, or form just because she's telling her that her literal accusations, not just questions. And I'm tired of people coming to the comments talking about questions about the questions. It's not just questions, it's accusations that she's made. Okay, let's make sure that there's a clear delineation for the people not paying attention. There are questions that are valid questions. And if you have them, it's okay to want them answered. But then there are accusations that you make based off of the questions. So it's like in your mind, you already have the answer, even if you don't have the answer. Even if people can easily disprove a lot of things that you say. Even if you could go and debate people live and in person, you don't want to do it. There's so many things wrong here, guys. So many things wrong. And for me, it's not about viewership. I didn't start this channel. This channel started from 0 subscribers, by the way, in case anybody forgets. That's how all of them starts. It's not about viewership. It's not about subscribers. It's not about keeping subscribers for me, because for any that I lose, I'll gain some new ones. It's okay. Some people will come back anyway. It is what it is. It's about speaking the truth. We cannot operate like the left off of vibes and feelings, and this just feels wrong. When I started this channel, I talked about the open border. I talked about school choice. I think that was my first video. It was about school choice. I talked about the Biden decline, the economy, crime, men and women's sports, all things verifiably wrong and evil and bad. They're things that were just going horribly with proof and evidences. January 6th, proof and evidences. Fani Willis, with any evidence that I had, right? There was very little in terms of speculation. Very little. Some opinion commentary, sure, but very little just, it's certainly accusations, just accusing people of stuff. And that's where I think Candace Owens is lost. she's turned herself into the bad guy. She's like consistently laughing and laughing at people's faces who are saying that she's wrong.
Okay, super fun show today. You're probably seeing the clips, but Erika has gone off on conspiracy theorists. Obviously, every journalist out there is emailing me because it's about me. It's indirect, but it's also about me. And what she says about the Egyptian planes, I'm sorry, not gonna lie, it's a little suspicious. It's weird. It's a weird response.
Or saying that she's gone too far. She just laughs at him and keeps going. Hey, Tim Pool gets shot at. Haha, he's making it up like he's such a crybaby. Oh, but Candace Owens is somehow getting threatened by the French government and nobody's taking her seriously. It's like, you can't say that people should take threats against you seriously. But when people get other threats against them, then it's not serious. You can't do that. That doesn't make any sense. Why should anybody care about what you're saying if you consistently laugh at and denigrate literally everybody else? It's not fair to them, and you're trying to poke holes in their stories. They poke holes in your stories. Now everybody's just poking at each other and trying to tear each other down. And I think that that is a serious problem. And I think one of the reasons this is relevant also to this channel is not just because it's a drama that's going on. It's because there is a massive divide. The numbers are pretty staggering, guys. Numbers is what you need to win midterms. Candace Owens herself has said she doesn't even care about the midterms.
And I don't care about your midterms, okay? I don't care about your next year midterms and whether or not the Republican Party is united, okay?
Let's not forget that Candace Owens was almost taken off of YouTube. And who are the people who usually are trying to deplatform people is the left. So if the left just win the midterms, win the presidency, and just nothing else matters except for your friend Charlie Kirk, then you won't even have a voice to speak at all. Charlie Kirk's legacy, let's make sure one thing is clear. Charlie Kirk's legacy is to win politically using the youth. That's why he was going to colleges. So if you don't win the youth anymore because Candace Owens doesn't care anymore because Charlie Kirk is dead, then effectively you're allowing his death to lead to the death of his legacy as well. He's still got children, still got his widowed wife who, probably eventually move on and get remarried at some point, but his legacy is turning point. His legacy is turning out the youth vote to overturn these woke leftist values and have a more Christian and traditional value system. Turning Point still supports that regardless of what anybody theorizes. So by trying to get people to remove their donations and to attack Erika Kirk, who is the leader of Turning Point right now, you are literally destroying everything that Charlie Kirk built. And why you wouldn't care about that, even if you think there may be some corruption that you haven't proved, but you think there might be, but you won't debate them in person, Candace Owens is wrong, guys. She's wrong. If you disagree with me, feel free to tell me you disagree with me in the comments, but I'm standing on business here. This is, if you think differently, cool, but this is what I think. I think that she's wrong. I think she's lost it. After that whole situation with Rabbi Smuley, I used to follow Candace and I seen her whole journey. She started losing it once them freaking Jewish, extreme pro-Israel, extreme Zionist people really started going at her and she got fired from the Daily Wire and stuff. She went bonkers and never came back from that, guys. She came back in terms of viewership, but up here and in her spirit, it seemed like something evil started taking over. I'm hoping that at some point, because, I used to be very fond of Candace Owens. At this point, not so much. I'm hoping that whatever is ailing her spirit, maybe it's just too much grief and too much negative things happening to her at once, and the devil's coming for her. But I hope that whatever she's going through, she overcomes it and comes out better at the end of it. Because right now, she's hurting a lot of people in the process, and I really don't appreciate that. But that's just my thoughts, guys. Let me know what you guys think. Drop a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. I appreciate you guys watching the Black Anomaly Rise channel. I'm out. Big shout out to my members, Cyber Noodle, 655, Bella Scott, and Carpentier John. Could not do it without you.
Leave this woman alone. Let her grieve. Let her pick up the pieces of her shattered life in whatever way she sees fit. She deserves that grace. And we owe it to her. Not because of any specific debt, not because we have no right to question her. Of course, we do have the right. But we have a moral obligation as children of our Heavenly Father to be charitable and kind towards suffering widows, especially the widow of a man that all of us on the right say that we respected and admired. That's the reason sociopaths like Tyler Robinson are smiling right now. They know they're winning, and we cannot let them, which means we all must return to the facts, to the truth, and our defense of it, which is the mission that Charlie lived for and died for. We cannot let it die with him.